So everybody shows up relatively the same time. There's not a whole lot of opportunity to be late, Go-Go, because you're all kind of together when you get the message anyway. And the next logical step is to be there.
Go-Go's on time, for sure. 100%.
This is amazing.
Yeah, Oscar, you're probably like, underneath your mask, you're probably smiling. You're like, oh my god, we're coming together. Like, it's finally a crew. Everybody's on time. In fact, Fortune is probably the latest person to the meeting. And, like, you notice he, like, brings in, like, with his rifle, he's probably got, like, a cleaning rag, and he's, like, wiping it down as he walks in. He's polishing his barrel.
I think, Oscar probably, he would question him about his new acquisition, because, he may not be able to fire one with any accuracy, but he knows a weapon when he sees one.
Yeah, and I think that his response is simply, I just picked it up.
For security also.
I had some help.
How much did that cost us?
We'll find out when we get to 209.
I make the projectile weapon legends throw.
Sure. Yeah, you can if you want.
Do it. Hey.
It is a sniper rifle of good make, certainly. It definitely seems like it is an improvement over his old one, but I don't think you can gather.
It doesn't seem especially too strange that.
Nah.
He spent a few weeks. He could have traveled around Pylos.
Yeah, like so you would know that like they don't sell this shit on Pylos, right? Like that's not a thing that occurs. But you have no basis to kind of counter his argument at this point.
Perhaps he's a shady guy. Perhaps
he's a Claris mercenary. Like maybe maybe he pulled some black market strings. I mean, hell, if we're being fair, he could have left with the ship, gone a couple of jumps over, and come back in the amount of time that you guys were gone, right? So, like, he could have literally gone home, picked this up, and come back, and you guys would never know.
Go-Go would know.
Go-Go might know.
The ship would be different. She would know.
The seat would be off by, like, a fraction of an inch.
Her would be off. She would know.
No, I mean, the landing gear would just be broken off again, right? Like, that's...
Yeah, something would be fucking broken. God damn it.
Yeah, no, the landing gear would just be broken again. That's obviously what would happen. Anyway, everybody shows up for your meeting, Oscar. How does it begin?
I think he starts off just, he's fairly acting fairly casually, even for him, when it might be, difficult to get a sense of what he's thinking usually. But he says, I wanted to say, full earnesty, I am very pleased with how this all went.
Yes, rounds of applause, everyone.
He's like, yeah, he just...
Chance clapping, and he's like looking around the room.
Yeah, it's like, Fisher, I didn't realize you had it in you.
See, even I can give one or two surprises.
Like, remind me not to come on your bad side when we're nearby any giant icicles. It's like, yeah, and so he says, and Go-Go, you'll learn to use those things yet. Did better than I.
Getting hang of them. She kind of takes a look at her hand back and forth. Yeah, just like the kind of like a cat stretching out their claws and bringing them back in.
Oscar, roll me a mental effect save.
Oh, Christ. One sec. I gotta get my character sheet. Boom.
Nice.
Yeah,
you get like a crick in your neck. Just like a little twang of uncomfortableness. But it's probably because you've been going 100 miles an hour for the past couple of weeks.
That's definitely why. That's definitely why. Has nothing to do with Meltec.
0.
What would like a paranoia save be?
I mean, I think a mental effect save is a paranoia save, basically, right?
I don't know. Man. Yeah, so Oscar feels it.
Yeah, you know that feeling when you turn your head too
unaffected,
fast?
but is uneasy.
Yeah, you know that when your tendon pops in your neck and you get that kind of like warm, tingly feeling?
Mhm.
Yeah, you get that.
Yeah. So Oscar takes he's got a moment of pause, in between patting everyone on the back for not getting everyone killed.
Yeah.
And he says, so, as Fortune is already aware, it is fortuitous that you all have begun to show promise. Unfortunately, it seems that some of our previous engagements have garnered us more attention than is really. And he like trails off. And
Yeah. I think for the first time, Fortune like sets his weapon down and kind of looks interested in the conversation because he knows what's probably about to come here.
Wait, did the Europylosian government find out what we did, so they have to be right now? Is that what this is about?
I think
Just looking over his shoulder.
Yeah, Chan raises his hand.
Yes, Chan.
Oscar, so you, these actions, they, were they while I was, aware? I believe that is the word.
And, yeah, he says, Chan, don't worry, you had nothing to do with this.
He writes down on his compad, nothing to do with this.
Yes, you're fine, Chan. You've done nothing wrong.
I understand.
However, the rest of us are going to need to be very careful until we find a way to get turns out a Claris contract resolved. I have some ideas. I hope Fortune may as well. But that is the situation.
Who's the contract on?
Fisher, you're a smart guy.
Just face goes pale.
Yeah. And for everyone's reminder, it is Oscar, Fisher, Boomer. Known associate, Fortune.
Mm-hmm. So wait, was Oscar... words. Fisher just asked who put the contract out, or who is it on?
No, who was it on,
Who
right?
is it on?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You never actually said those words.
Yep.
No.
He just
Yeah,
said
yeah.
you were using the group as a colloquial term, but
So no, I thought. Sorry, if we want to backpedal, I thought you were asking like who put it out. So yeah, he would say he would be more specific, I suppose. He said it appears that while we evaded the Paphosian government, they have decided to outsource. Now,
When they propose the government, Go-Go just spits on the floor.
Oscar does like the finger gun toward Gogo. He's like, yes.
yeah, totally.
And he's like, he says, I think we may have avenues to deal with this, but it seems that they're, hats off to Claris. They're in they are not taking their time with this one. And he nods to Fortune, and he says, our esteemed crewmate has already intercepted someone aiming to cash in on this.
Yeah.
I hope you understand that not informing you until now was critical in order for Fortune to operate normally. If the individual that accepted the contract knew that we were aware, things could have gone much worse.
Chan raises his hand.
Yes, Chan.
Excuse me, but the definition of this word intercepted is vague to me. It
With
sounds
a
as
bullet.
though I'm sorry.
With a projectile weapon, that is my understanding.
Ah. So, if I understand this correctly, Dr. Fisher, I was intercepted.
Yes, that is one way you could say it, but...
He begins writing it down. He's like, was intercepted.
Says Chan.
Drogo
Oscar
just
says.
shakes her head.
Yeah, Oscar says, Chan, we can discuss linguistics another time.
Raises his
Currently,
hand.
Chan, is this a question about language?
I do not understand what that word means, Oscar.
Language, Chan.
Ah,
We will handle it another time.
understood.
Thank you for your patience, Chan.
Thank you
And
for
he-
your patience, Chan.
So yeah, Oscar goes on to say, unfortunately, I have a limited number of strings I can pull. Maybe none. But if you have any ideas, I am
I think
all ears.
Fortune probably speaks up and says, one thing we can do is we can try and figure out who is on the contract. I did not want to use my own connections, as it would, well, for lack of a better term, it would make me an enemy of them. But if someone else wanted to take on the task of figuring out who these people are, we may be able to figure out how to deal with them most effectively. Perhaps by interception if necessary. And he smiles. And as he smiles, he kind of glances at his new weapon.
Yeah. So Oscar turns to him and he says, "Would maybe you can maybe Fortune, you can explain something to me here, but it was sort of my expectation that there wouldn't be an end to this so long as there was a contract."
It depends. Sometimes the proprietors may back out if nothing is resolved. On occasion, Claris may deem a mission too dangerous and refund. Doesn't happen often, but it is a possibility.
Fortune, could we perhaps use my prototype of the Abraham Lincoln drug as leverage?
What? What do you mean, Abraham Lincoln drug? Sorry, I actually, as a person, have no idea what you're talking about.
What in
The
holy
drug
hell
that
are you
frees
talking about?
The drug that frees slavery. God damn it.
Oh, okay, got it. I'm tracking now.
Oh.
I
I thought it was Goodwill.
think
job.
that
You're welcome.
because you have to remember,
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Fortune was completely unaware of that was even happening. To be honest, He probably says, like, who would we use it for leverage against? Like, I think he says, do we threaten the entire Prophosian government with setting their slaves free? That seems dangerous. He's like, we are only 4 people.
True, but it is just a suggestion that we do have. We could either sell it to Clarice or be the pieces that instigate a uprisal.
I think he says,
sourcing out to other people.
If we want to use it, we need to find somebody who can protect us from Clarice. And hope that they won it. And there's not many people, if any, that would do that.
Help me understand what you're suggesting, Fisher. Are you saying that you intend to destabilize an entire planetary government with your drug such that they have bigger issues to worry about than our contract?
Makes perfect sense to me.
I never said it was a good suggestion, but it is a suggestion.
I would like to be perfectly clear here. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I just want to know if you're suggesting we hold this drug hostage and keep it as insurance, or that we set the place ablaze.
I'm merely saying that we already have multiple governments against us, so...
Just the one.
Chan raises his hand.
Yes, Chan.
When, I'm sorry, Oscar, when you say ablaze, does this drug, you call it, use flames? That would certainly be effective at causing destruction.
Indirectly, Chan.
Ah. And what does that mean?
Non-directly.
Ah. I understand. You don't think he understands.
So, Chan, this is another one of those things that you just don't need to worry about for right now.
He looks at his notes like very closely and he goes, "Does it have to do with linguistics? That is how you say that word, yes?"
It does not. And he pauses and he thinks about it and he says, it doesn't any more than any other conversation or topic. Chan, this is really... Chan, I'm happy that you're doing well and you can engage with us again, but you see, meetings are typically called for very specific reasons, and this is not on the agenda.
Ah, yes.
Is that okay, Chan?
I did not receive an agenda for this particular meeting, but I will be sure to check.
In the future, Chan, I will make sure that there is a clear agenda.
Yes, I also have been reading... I'm sorry, continue, Oscar.
No, it's just...
I have been reading about meetings, and it says that there is somebody who is supposed to take a thing called minutes. As I understand it, minutes are a period of time. This was a very confusing concept to me. Who is to take this period of time? Is it something that I should be doing?
Chan, in the future, we may have you take notes. We may have you take those minutes, so to speak. For now...
So notes is another term for unit of time.
we'll cover that in our linguistics lesson at
yes.
a different time.
Also linguistics.
Yes. For now, we should keep to the task at hand.
But yes, Oscar, whether we be able to use this drug for insurance or to instigate an upheaval, those are decisions further down the line.
Fisher, I may have to disagree. I think that briefly, at least while we're in transit, we're more or less safe. But if you're going to make a threat, seems like the sooner the better. Have you... How hard is it? Explain to me, how difficult would it be for someone to replicate your drug from notes? Is the threat of an off-site, say, dead man's switch to release this information enough to guarantee our safety?
I'm afraid in its current state, probably not. This is merely a prototype based on Chan's DNA. Whether that would apply to...
I suppose the threat could still be made, no?
Indeed. For there merely to be a drug that has made a previous slave to resist the orders of their master is certainly going to be shocking in of itself.
It's a step. Do as you will. I'll consider options of my own. Until such time as this is resolved. Just be aware, everyone, that we will have to be extraordinarily cautious.
Okay. So, where should our first stop be whilst we finalize our plans?
I think Fortune says we do have a mission. Doesn't net any payment, but at least gives us a direction, and we probably owe it to Sarah. More than you all know.
I have an inkling. But, yes.
Sarah got to do with this?
I think he says, the box, footlocker thing, in the cargo hold, we're supposed to deliver it. It's payment for me protecting all of you.
You got Sarah involved in your smuggling operations?
I think, he kind of, he zones out for a second, and you see, the smallest bit of a smile on his face, and then he, shakes his head, and he's like, what? She kind of inserted herself. It's, yeah.
Phrasing.
Lol.
I am 100% in character.
I didn't know
True.
you. Never mind.
Just let it go, for sure.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Fisher does the thing where he puts his finger up and then it just drops slowly.
Yeah.
Mouth closes.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
So where are we supposed to drop this thing off exactly?
I think that, you see him, he, pulls out a compad, and he, looks at it and he goes, looks here like 0209, planet called Thune. I think. Yeah, I think that's how it's said.
Oh. Interesting. Huge smile comes across Gogo's face.
So convenient.
Gogo just pulls out her compad and starts like plotting a course, ignoring everything else that occurs.
Yeah, you just begin your navigation right now.
You lived in a toxic atmosphere.
Huh?
Does this surprise you? Have you met Gogo?
I mean, the inside of the ship is pretty toxic, if we're being honest.
What Gogo uses to dye her hair is pretty toxic,
Yeah,
so...
it's actually probably lethal if ingested by Oscar, and so, like, there's probably been a scare at some point. Like...
No, don't drink the... Okay, nope, never mind, that's
Yeah,
the other bottle.
totally.
Never mind, we're good.
Oscar has probably not trusted an open container on this ship since the incident when...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
When he, like, blew up the bathroom hallucinating.
Yep. Since you hallucinated, they're only sealed bottles of water only.
I think he still has flashbacks to that.
You dream about it,
Occasionally.
certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he dreams that he's walking outside the ship again, and
Yep.
yeah. So, I think. Wait, where is Thune? What? That's like
0209.
Way
It's really
down
far
there.
away.
God damn.
Remember, you guys also
Well,
had a thought to maybe go get the ship fixed and maybe pick up a job on your way there, right? Like that's. I mean, there's a lot of red dots on the screen, though. I would just remind you that there are a lot of red dots on the screen.
It's fine. It's fine. Remember, you just go fast.
Two things. So yeah, Oscar looks at the map and he maybe first he notices all these like glaring red no-go zones that they've put up, and he says,
Oh, should I also put one at that 0507 as a question? Which is
050.
that's the place where Chan
it's where we
died.
got fucking hijacked.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, let's put it... Do you have like a skull and crossbones one?
Maybe, yeah. See what I can do.
Seems right.
Jolly Roger. Anyway.
Continue, Matt, sorry.
Yeah, so he looks at, he's looking at the course that Gogo is charting, and he notices all of these blazing red no-go zones that they've started to mark down. And he says, well, oh wow, that's ominous.
That's like serious. I wasn't thinking quite that spoopy, but that's fine.
There we go.
That's good. No, the previous size.
Oh, you
was
just want it
perfect.
full size?
No. The one that just covers the icon. Yes. He says, this may not help us in terms of our contracts directly, but I think it's about time for me to pay my family a visit. There was a comment when we were boarded by the Barba Society goons. I think we may need to go on the offense insofar as we're able.
Let me just trigger at least 2 people in the chat right now.
Oh god!
No,
Oh
no.
god! What?
There we go. Perfect.
Siege flashbacks.
Flaming skulls. Flaming skulls. Even though technically I wasn't present for those. I was dealing with other things. But
Correct.
I had wraiths I was dealing with.
So is there any reaction from the crew to saying, like, we need to stick it to the Barba Society? Because I kind of figured that would be... that would not just be glossed over.
Fortune is probably lost in his weapon.
I mean, I may... yeah. I may ask a question. Why them specifically?
the Barber Society are the Galactic Police Force. What do you have against them?
They already took it to the Ton. I have every reason to believe that Raimondi is next. Plus, I think that interests could converge if we try to align ourselves with another ruling party, so to speak. Might dissuade would-be captors or worse, people looking to fulfill the contract. Previously, it was rare that anyone took an outside contract on anyone in the families. We tend to resolve that amongst ourselves. Just a thought.
Well, Gogo looking at her maps. It's on the way. Doesn't matter to me.
This may not even require a stop-off, but I feel as if I should pay my respects, so to speak.
Gogo nods, continues typing on combat.
Plus, you know, if we have to sweeten the deal for you, Fisher, plenty of psychic academies and research happening there. I'm sure you could find some way to occupy yourself while I have a meeting.
I'm already there.
I know this great little community for you, Fisher. You know, if Chan was there, he'd be fine now.
Chan is fine now.
I was gonna say, Chan is fine. What are you talking
What
about?
do you mean, Jordan?
Just saying. Okay. So the plan is perhaps go to 209, but stop off at Raimondi. What about ship fixed or jobs? Is that coming into the conversation?
I think that Gogo would suggest that our first jump be to 402 to make some
Repairs.
fixes,
Sure.
and then do whatever
Yeah.
anybody else wants. But
I think
if we're gonna make a trip this long, she absolutely would suggest we make the repairs.
Yeah.
money, like potential jobs and ship fix comes first.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
So
At this
402, and then we'll figure out all of that stuff, and then
Correct.
203, Raimondi after that. Okay, cool. So, is there anything else that happens within this meeting?
I mean,
Fantastic.
unless somebody else brings anything up that covers everything Oscar wanted to deal with.
Does anyone?
No, I mean, I think Gogo's gonna go do some laps in the cargo hold, man. She feels great. She's ready, energized.
Perfect.
You go.
It's like Maltec crack.
It's something, that's for sure. Okay, cool. So, moving right along.
At some point, I think Oscar, like, just remember this. At some point, Oscar checks his pockets, and he finds whatever it was that in the heat of zombie tiger combat, he grabbed from the guy that jumped us, and then put in his pocket after finding it useless as a weapon.
Oh, right.
Yep, totally. A finger bone.
Yeah, so he finds that in his pocket and is slightly taken aback that it's just been chilling in there for a couple of days.
Totes.
He goes to, I mean, Fisher would he probably find you in the med bay?
Of course,
Yeah.
I've got many things I need to do,
He
as always.
he goes to the med bay and he says, yeah, he's like walking in the door, waggling this thing at you, and he says, "I'm not sure if this qualifies as medical waste or research material for you, but either way, I don't want to see it again." And he like tosses it on the table and leaves.
Thank you.
He just like he does like the wave, the hand in the air as he's leaving, like,
Yeah, no
walking
problem.
out the door.
My pleasure.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
It's the wash my hands of this thing.
Yep, 100%. Okay, so is it time to roll some dice, Go-Go?
Heck yeah.
All right. Let's roll. You're making a single jump, so it is a difficulty 7. Bum, somebody had to open their character sheet. Holy fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're feeling great.
Welcome
No,
to
God,
play.
I am feeling fucking amazing.
Yeah, no,
God.
appropriately, you roll a 15.
I am
um,
so dialed in, man. Hyped.
Dialed up, all there, ready to go.
No, literally.
Where we going, guys?
That's what Go-Go is right now.
Yeah, so you pop into the Haze system. You immediately get some pings from Fatine, obviously the spaceport, and as well as other things. You know, the general spam messages. This is a fairly heavily trafficked area. It is the hub, right, coming into this cluster. So you get the typical notifications that you would every time you jump into a new system. And you pull up, and Fortune is probably already set up with Jose Martinez, who is the mechanic that you dealt with before. This time, however, Fortune probably kind of woefully comes back and says that you're going to have to pay the full 2,000 credits. You can't get a discount this time. It seems like Jose's business isn't doing as hot as he expected it to be. He's probably a little bit crunched for funding, so it's going to be the full 2,000 credits to fix the ship. It's also going to take 2 days.
Go-Go would front the money.
Okay, sure. So Gogo pays for everything. She's feeling real good. She's paying for things, guys.
So first thing in that jump, I would have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Science roll.
Yep, absolutely. What are you rolling against?
So with the news that I have a bounty on my head, getting an awesome new energy weapon sounds pretty good right now.
Yeah, so that's the
You're welcome.
That's the energy weapon you picked up from what's that guy we murderized and airlocked?
Okay, that is the weapon that I graciously gifted Fisher after relieving Bruno of it.
Bruno, that was his name. Yeah. He was insignificant, so I forgot his name.
Yeah, like definitely not a major plot element, or no real tie-ins to the story.
No connection to a main character of any kind. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So that is a fairly, it's a much easier research perhaps than some of your other options. And also you have an optional third research on it that you can take at a certain point. So the first one is going to be a science roll. Very basic science roll.
Big money.
Would you like to keep a 6?
He has to.
No, the reroll.
no,
the
he's
reroll was
Oh, was that at the other
during
one?
4.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was like 450 something.
Continue.
I'm not going to tell you if it's a
Honestly,
succeed or okay, a 10. A 10 is a success. So the first thing you identify about the weapon itself is that it is clearly aftermarket modded, right?
Yeah.
It's very clear that the base level design is pretty standard across the sector, but they've done something to the energy core of this particular weapon. It basically makes it extra efficient at pulling the energy from the battery packs that you load into it. which makes it kind of a more concentrated burst. What that does mechanically, you might have to roll again and find out next jump. But that's what you're able to determine with your science roll.
The neutronium compressors seem to be overclocked.
Yeah, totally. Totes.
Mumble.
Totes. Okay, cool. During that 3-day travel, does anybody else do anything particularly interesting or notable?
Oscar would send word to Tycurrent.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna send it so that it'll definitely beat you there, right?
Yeah.
Because of you jump in, sends immediately, and then a ship probably jumps out almost right away. So, definitely beat you there. What if you want it public? What message are you sending? If not, just message me, and I'll respond in kind when the time comes.
I think Oscar's been very upfront with the crew about his intentions.
Mm-hmm.
So the content of that is to say, we will be passing through. You need to touch base. Much to discuss about family and other risks.
Sure, totally.
So he does not use the word contract.
Right, or Barba,
he
or
explicitly avoids anything that could be intercepted that would give anyone reason to.
Yeah, the only specifics in the message are basically who you're sending it to, right? Like, and that's basically it. And we need to talk, right? Like, those are the two things that are discernible from your message.
Right.
Hey,
We need.
Mom, I'm coming to visit.
Yeah,
Right.
we need to talk. From Oscar is pretty telling.
Right, and I think that just remind me, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we determine that he is very distantly related to you? It's barely by blood. Or no, we actually determined it's through marriage. Right, I remember now.
Yeah, so
He's technically your
has,
uncle through marriage or something like that.
He has a claim, but I think he's, previously, since it's been quite a while, I think we established that he's taking the reins here out of a sense of obligation and not out of a wish.
Yep. And we also determined, or at least I remember you determining, that there's something there. There's something there that he wants. But we don't know quite what that is yet. Because he is...
It's not the family. It's not to rule part of Raimondi.
Because he specifically said you can have that if you want it.
Yeah. So I'm trying to... I still don't know what he needs done. And I'm hoping that we can find some sort of alignment there. But yeah, he sends that off, gives no specifics other than things are getting dodgy, but you probably knew that. Basically.
Yeah, because we did determine that he's the one that got you the assault suit, basically. He is well equipped to dealing with the political aspects of Raimondi.
He's probably already aware of the contract.
Maybe, yeah, that is a definite possibility.
to be real here, he would probably... He probably knew before Fortune knew.
Yeah, Fortune found out late, certainly, due to the high-risk nature in which he found out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, totally. All right, cool. Roll me a mental effect save.
Is this one that I actually want to fail to get my knowledge bomb?
Maybe not. I'm counting successes and failures, by the way.
God.
Success.
That's two.
You wake up one morning, the second morning probably, and you slept wrong. Your shoulder is sore, and it's kind of the collar, well, not bone, but the tendons that connect your carapace to your neck. It's sore. You probably have to, like, go get some low-level painkillers from Dr. Fisher at some point. Just to kind of push through it.
Yeah. So he, like, tries to do his morning stretches, and it's just, like...
Yeah.
It's not helping.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So he goes and... Yeah.
So. Anybody else do anything interesting during their trip?
I think that at some point Gogo would send a really quick email to her lovely, cryptic, strange email address. That just says... What does it say? It would say something along the lines of, "Saved Chan, no thanks to you. Also, by the way, you have a bounty on your head. Good luck with that. Send."
Cool. Awesome. I'm going to note that. Anything else from Dr. Fisher besides just researching away?
Yeah, I would call Gogo and Chan to the medical bay.
Okay,
I
yeah.
feel like you've just created a schedule for us now where it's like,
Yeah.
you are to check in with me 3 times a day. These are the times that you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Totally.
So one of these sessions isn't just your basic take blood samples. It's, we have our President Lincoln drug, which we haven't actually fully tested out yet.
You sure do.
Yes. Gogo, Chan, thank you for coming. We're going to be doing something a little different this time.
But you're going to run like a full diagnostic on him first, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Why not?
Gogo, roll me a physical effect save.
Okay, hold on. Because I'm so good at these. Yeah,
Nice.
apparently I'm great at these.
Yeah.
You feel fantastic.
You feel great. You don't notice anything out of the
I
ordinary.
do feel great. I feel great until I won't, but that seems to be the way it's gonna go.
All right, Dr. Fisher, roll me a tech med check on Gogo. Same as normal. Everything appears to be the same as when you last left her. Okay, continue.
All right. Now, Chan, we're going to be finishing up that research we did before you fell asleep, shall I say. So...
He raises his hand.
Yes, Chan.
He pulls out a compad and he says, I don't mean to correct Dr. Fisher, but it says here I was intercepted.
Both are usable terms. We'll do that in the linguistics
Yes.
session.
We really must have a meeting about this linguistics, I think. And he writes it down.
Now, Chan, I would like you to try to... I know this may seem difficult, but just for my sake, try to resist Gogo's orders.
Have you injected him with the thing yet?
Not yet. I'm
Okay.
going to do a baseline tests and then...
Sure, yeah. You need a control group. So, Gogo, do you give Chan an order?
If Fisher instructs me to do so.
Yeah, I view the floor.
Yeah, like tell Chan to walk over there or something, right?
Yeah, I think I would tell Shan to stand up.
Immediately, Chan stands up. And then he looks at you, Dr. Fisher, and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. You told me to not do what Gogo says. I will try harder. And he, like, sits back down very slowly, and he looks at you, Go-Go, but not, like, right in the eyes, like, kind of, like, at your neck. And he's like, instruct me again over, Go-Go.
Stand up, Chan.
Immediately stands up.
Okay, yes. Very good, Chan. Very good. That's what I predicted. Now, just come here for a sec. Ding.
Yeah, so you inject him with the thing.
That's the sound we're
Is
going with.
ding the noise that a hypodermic needle makes?
It
I
might
imagine
be.
when you
Apparently.
hit it with your nail, but sure. You know how doctors do that thing?
Ding.
Get the air bubbles out of it, you know?
Yeah, totally. That's
Yeah.
All right, you inject him. Do you, like, wait a few minutes, or what do you do after you inject him?
Yeah. So now, Chan, what I just injected you with was the new drug that will hopefully resist some of the urges, yada yada yada.
Chan raises his hand.
Yes, Chan.
I will not catch on fire, as Oscar stated the drug is liable to do, will I?
No. This is different from the possible outcomes in that scenario, Chan.
Okay, I understand.
Now, why don't we try this again? Go.
Chan, come sit down.
Immediately, Chan walks over and sits down.
Go-Go looks at Fisher with, like, murder in her eyes.
Affection levels too high.
You said this would work, Fisher.
I don't believe it isn't working, but yes, okay, let's try this one more time. This time I hold Chan in place.
See, it works if we physically restrain him.
Okay, so you're gonna bear hug him.
Look how
Yeah.
good I am.
Okay,
at
sure.
science.
What command do you give him, Go-Go?
To jump up and down.
He very easily, beyond your control, Dr. Fisher, jumps up with you attached to him multiple times. You feel as though he is not even committing effort to doing this task. He's still jumping up and down. Go-Go hasn't told him to do anything else yet.
Chan, just
Go.
stop. It's okay, you can stop.
Very well, and he just stops.
Okay. I think that was a good first session.
You have an interesting definition of good, Dr. Fisher.
I have no reason to believe that the drug isn't working, but I believe he's more following you of his own volition currently. That's my current hypothesis. I can show you all of the calculations and working outs I've done.
No,
Say,
that won't be
144.
necessary. No, it's fine. Yeah, it's okay. We'll come back.
Very well. But yes, very well done, Chan. You've done good work.
Are
Dr.
we-
Fisher.
no.
Dr. Fisher, add another clock in your notes. 0 of 1. Why the fuck isn't it working? That's the clock I want you to add.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Doesn't have a bloodstream.
That's the actual reason.
All right, fantastic. Anything else during the travel to Fatine? Nothing? Okay, great. So the group of you very easily, you get the ship fixed. Go fronted the 2,000 credits, no problem. Would you like to make the jump to 0203?
Sure.
All right, as a difficulty 8.
Fix her baby.
Would there have been any just simple work?
Oh, right. I'm so sorry. You guys have to find work on Fatine. That is correct.
Well, we don't have to, but
yeah.
You know.
I apologize. You guys did mention that, and I forgot about it. Would you like to look for jobs, and if so, in what category?
I mean, we have a couple of clear destinations.
Mm-hmm.
I think
No escort missions.
no bodies.
Okay.
We're not moving any people.
Okay.
I think we basically just are trying to make rent money here.
Yep.
So, career, anything like, does any, I would check out to see if there's any shipments that need to go to Raimondi, or like,
I think Fortune's going to find something with a 7.
Yeah. If there are any extremely well-paying diplomatic.
So Fortune was very concerned about this anyway. So he's going to find a couple of things with a 7. One of them is a transport mission, or a body mission, which obviously he declines.
How much does it pay?
No. No. X-nay on the bringing people on board day.
There is a probably from Fatine. There is a data shipment that needs to be taken, and it is probably a little bit more on the up and up. But the problem is, it is a West Wind contract. I say problem. It's not really a problem.
Well,
but
where's Raimondi at?
I will remind you, because maybe you've forgotten, West Wind contracts are dangerous right now.
I haven't forgotten. I'm just wondering if we can dump that before we even...
Well, so it actually is supposed to go to 0308, to West Wind directly. And this is information, this is data that is not being transferred over the wire. You'll basically be bringing a hard drive to West Wind. Payment is pretty good, though.
Do we have to... Okay, so my question is, can we take this and then disguise the fact that we ever even took this mission? Like, how would anyone even know if we have a hard drive on?
Right, you could try and conceal it. You would not be able to store it in your computer banks, though. That's not a thing you'd be able to do, because it is very heavily encrypted. The only way somebody might know is, first of all, if they actually were able to get their hands on the server that you're transporting.
Yeah.
Right?
But, like,
from the outside, there would be very little...
Everybody has stuff on their ship, right?
There would be very little chance from the outside.
Yeah, so if someone boards us, then it's, well, fuck you. What business is it? Like, that's where I keep my,
massive porn collection.
Like,
yep, I get
no explanation, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, you just don't even want to see.
It definitely is safer than transporting things that have a West Wind logo all over them, for sure.
Yeah, so I think I don't personally, and, when we're all dead and jettisoned by the Barba Society, like, I apologize in advance, but I don't see any. I think it's probably worth... Well, what does it pay? What does it say that the pay is?
The pay is 10,000 credits upon delivery.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Before I decide, is there any other option?
not that's
Well,
reasonable
or,
at this
like
time.
additional options.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, work is pretty slim here. And the reason I think you realize that this is basically the only thing available is because all of the free traders that used to operate in the lower clusters have been pushed north due to the conflict.
So there's more people actively seeking.
There are
fewer jobs.
very few jobs in this area right now because of that.
I think we should take it.
Okay.
Especially because, like, it's data.
Mm-hmm.
No,
They have
I
have
agree
a
with
copy
this.
here. If it
Let's-
comes down to it, we just vent it and plead ignorance.
What name are we going to put on the contract that we take it?
Boomer.
Yeah, I was going to say...
He's on the ship.
Boomer,
He's on the ship's manifest, so yeah, that'd be a thing.
Boomer
Yeah, we could
and
always
or
just-
Chan.
We could always just say that, like, he took off with it. We don't know where he is.
Yep, I agree with this. Okay.
Sounds good. Okay, so you've got a job that pays, and fortunately, it actually pays what you owe, with very little pocket change, which I know is very upsetting to Oscar. But you know, whatever. I'm sure you'll get paid eventually.
He's
Oscar.
getting paid. He's getting paid in experiences.
in adventure.
Jordan, it's about the journey.
No, it is.
not
It
the-
totally is.
Oh, God.
He totally
Weird.
doesn't care that he hasn't made a dime in like 4 months.
Yeah, totally. I understand completely. So you want to go to 203 now, huh?
I think so? Question mark.
Okay,
Do
good.
The way
we-
you say that worries me, but
Well, okay, so wait, I was trying to find where the fuck Raimondi is, but
It's 203.
I'm bad at. Oh,
Yeah.
it is 203. Oh yeah,
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, double jump
Great.
to 203. Here we go.
All right. Is difficulty 8.
Did it.
Nice. So
Did-
the last thing that happens
Yeah.
before our break, there are a couple of things that occur. One, Oscar, you receive a reply as soon as you land in system.
Mhm.
It is simply a set of coordinates, and it says, "Good, I have a present for you."
Fuck.
No.
Okay.
And it's
Roger.
from Tycurn.
Okay. And I get that, like, does that come with some manner of credentials that lead me to believe that it's really him responding?
It's from the contact information that you have for him.
Okay.
So, like, it's his personal communications. Yeah, if he's bound and gagged somewhere and somebody's using his email account, it's totally
Yep.
possible with somebody else. But, yeah, I mean, to the best of your knowledge, this is official.
I don't think I don't send any reply to that.
Mm-hmm.
He just, yeah.
Cool.
It should be understood that
Um,
if he arranged the meeting, that they will try and make that ex post haste.
Yep, totally. And there's obviously 3 days pass. So we'll get to your role in just a second, Dr. Fisher, and then what's going on during those 3 days. But the next thing that happens is when we get into system. You also get a message, Gogo.
Do I?
Uh-huh, you do. It's from your encrypted weird number, although it's different this time.
As
Um,
expected.
And it says, "I know. I did what I could." That's it.
That almost infuriates her more. Alright, got it.
And that will bring us, as we approach the green planet of Raimondi, to our break. So let's be back at quarter after.
Okie dokie.
All right. We'll see you guys then. Stay tuned, guys. We're going to be back in just a minute. Glad you all could be here. It's been hella fun. Going to be awesome. Let me put on this for you, and we'll be back in just a minute.